Hey there, Leo. Welcome to your reading for the week of November 25th. This week, you have this Serendipity card and this Change in the Wind card. I love both of these cards. Definitely this Serendipity card is really good. She is like being lifted up by this four-leaf clover here. So there could be like a lot of luck or more luck, or maybe you just feel more lucky at this time. And she's being lifted up by the wind, and you have this Change in the Wind card. So there's like some sort of lucky change that's going on for you here, which obviously could be a good thing. And, I would also say, like, with that Serendipity card, that you should probably move more towards things that make you feel lucky. Again, we can, make ourselves more lucky, in quotes, by doing things that where we are lucky. And so I think this is like really encouraging luck, as in, luck is just preparation. So I would be prepared for anything, or prepare yourself more for things this week as well. You have the Four Wands, Five of Swords, and the Four of Pentacles. This to me looks like you kind of like separating away from a commitment. I actually don't even think that it is marriage. The four, it could be for some of you, obviously, if you're dealing with that. But, I think for most of you that the Four Wands can just be something that you are committed to, or that you have been committed to. And, the thing with the Four Wands is that we need to cross this finish line right here. We need to get to the other side of the card, and so that we can have a celebration. And so some of you might finally be completing something or wrapping something up with the energies in your first row here. And, that could be making you more lucky as well. The other side of these Four Wands is a different environment. And so some of you could be putting yourself in a different environment that increases your luck. And I really don't feel too bad about this Five of Swords. Again, some of you might be, I kind of just feel like it's saying you're ending something, and it does, like, it doesn't even feel that big of a deal to me. So you could be walking away from something, or closing a cycle out, or closing something out in your life. And the Five of Swords, usually can also represent a risk, or taking some sort of risk. So if you're taking a risk to end something in your life, it's probably going to be for the best with this card. You have the Four of Pentacles. It's probably something you've been holding on to just in the first place. We go up Four of Pentacles, Three of Pentacles to the Devil. I think the Devil really gets a bad rap in the tarot, but the devil doesn't have to be something bad. The devil can just be something that is stealing our energy, or is like an energy vampire. But, of course, in life, there are different levels of devils, right? And so I think this is like not necessarily a bad devil, but it is something that you are like releasing with that Four of Pentacles. I don't know what I'm babbling on about here, so let's clarify and let's see what's going on. With the Four Wands, you have the King of Cups. The King of Cups is your like emotions. I'm wondering if this is something new though with that Four Wands. I'm not sure. I don't want to open my mouth yet and really say what I feel here, but I'm going to do it anyway. So I think that there could be a new person that's coming in for you. But again, maybe what the reading is saying is that you have to let go of an old devil so that you can have a new devil. I don't really feel this person is devil if you're looking for love, but definitely could be something new coming in for you, because we go Three of Pentacles, Six of Cups. And Six of Cups does not have to be a person from the past. As a matter of fact, I don't think it is. In general, I feel that card can represent thinking about the past, but it doesn't really represent a person coming back from the past. And the Six of Cups can be a soulmate. With the Five of Swords, you have the Queen of Pentacles. Queen of Pentacles could be, number one, Capricorn energy. Queen of Pentacles and Devil are both Capricorn. So, it could be a Capricorn you're attracting, or, it could be a person with Capricorn in their chart, or maybe you have Capricorn in your chart with the Queen of Pentacles. The Queen of Pentacles is also about your resources and increasing your resources, making more money. And we have the Three of Pentacles here. Three of Pentacles right next to it is kind of showing your work. This guy here is put his work on display. So I think if you have been thinking about putting your work on display, or showing your work in some way, or presenting something, then I would definitely do it. Here's the other thing as well, is the Four Wands. A lot of older tarot books say that the Four Wands can represent wrapping up a project. So, again, if you've been like working on a project behind the scenes, or if you've been working on, starting a business or whatever, it's like it might be time to get it going with that energy. And with the Four of Pentacles, you have the Justice card. I feel like you've learned a lot of lessons, which I've said to you before in past readings, Leo, for sure. And the Justice card is cause and effect. And I think that's the lessons that you have mostly learned. Like, if I give something my energy, what do I get back? And I feel like you've gotten better at telling or being able to tell, what situations in your life are going to give you the best result or are going to return the most energy to you. And that's kind of what I get off the Justice card. I'm not really getting anything about justice itself coming into the reading, so that's what I'll say there. Next, in the area of what's coming in for you, you have the Seahorse. It says composure, serenity, and fatherhood. You have this Macaque card. It says matriarchal, cordial, and hierarchy. So I think some of you are leveling up with this energy. You start with the Six of Wands in this row, and the Six of Wands is definitely a card of kind of like leveling up or taking things to the next level. And some of you could be having a child as well. You have the fatherhood card and this matriarchal card. So some of you could be, if you're not trying to get pregnant, I would definitely be careful. But you have the Six of Wands, the Three of Pentacles, and the Ace of Cups. And by the way, speaking of children, you also have the Six of Cups, which can also represent children. But the Six of Wands is a card of a success or a victory, also a card of, taking it to the next level. He's taking it to the next level because he is sitting on this high horse. He's being celebrated by the people around him. You also have the Three of Pentacles, and, I don't want to jump too far ahead here, but he is standing on that bench. It's like he is the one that is receiving the recognition for the work that he's done, even though these other two people are here. So there's definitely something about this reading in this reading about you leveling up or, putting yourself on a pedestal or, any of those things would be a good idea. But Six of Wands, you also go down to the Sun. So we go this way to the Sun, and the Sun would be you getting attention or you standing out in some way. So I think it would be a great time for you to stand out and get attention. Three of Pentacles, same thing. Three of Pentacles says put your work on display. He is, it's a card of quality work. He has done a very good job. He even went above and beyond. We have this fire triangle right here, and we have this water triangle here below it. And the water triangle on the Three of Pentacles kind of says that he added a little bit extra to the project. He made it a little bit extra special, and he really made it more something of quality. And so if you are working on something, he didn't do much. That's the other thing I want to say. But what I would say is if you are working on something right now, is there something that you could do to make it a little bit more special? We're not talking about going crazy here. We're talking about just that little bit extra. And I think that would make all the difference in the world with the Three of Pentacles. You have the Ace of Cups. Ace of Cups can be your emotions overflowing, being very happy. Definitely could be a love offer as well, if for those of you that want love. You've been getting a lot of love readings, Leo, and I think Capricorn has come up for you as well. So, definitely could be a Capricorn. Could be any sign, general reading, but, it's just something I've noticed in your readings. The Ace of Cups is overflowing. So, again, there could be a lot of happiness coming in for you, and I would say there is. I mean, you have three cards of happiness right here. Ace of Cups, Six of Cups is childlike energy or being playful, and the Sun is ultimate happiness, and it's also your card. So, even if you don't want love, I think that there could be a lot of just joy and happiness coming in here. Love it. With the Six of Wands, you have the Six of Pentacles. I love two sixes. You already had two, but I prefer it if they're touching in the reading. And so two sixes is kind of like confirmation for your path. It says that you're going in the right direction. You know exactly what you need to be doing at this time. So very good energy. Six of Pentacles is also a card of planting seeds. And I feel a lot of you are just kind of like investing in things like energy-wise that are much better for you. You have the Three of Pentacles, you have the Moon. I don't really like readings that have the Moon and the Sun together, but what I will say is I definitely don't mind it if we go Moon to the Sun. Like this reading here, you go Moon to the Sun. This would suggest to me that you're coming out of a Moon period. A Moon period is a period of time of a lack of clarity, fears, fantasies, illusions, not being sure what's real and what's fake. But when we have the Sun, it would say that you're actually entering into a Sun period, which is a period of clarity, joy, love, happiness, peace, good feelings. So I kind of feel that some of you are leaving a Moon period. With the Ace of Cups, you have the Six of Wands. So again, and we do have these two sixes now touching. So there you go. You have two sixes twice again, which is great. The Six of Wands with the Ace of Cups Definitely could be your emotions overflowing, being very happy that you're being celebrated by something. I would be careful. Like if you are meeting a person, I feel like I've said this to you before, and I know some of you say I repeat myself too much, but again, I could also lie and make things up in the reading. I mean, it literally shows up right here. But again, I think that this is saying don't put someone on a pedestal, which I'm pretty sure I've said to you before. Next, in the area of messages from your future self, you have this new moon in Aquarius. It says, bring love into the situation. You also have this new moon eclipse. It says, expect a powerful change. Kind of is a change. This is different than what you've been getting. Although, again, I do think I said to you recently as well that you are coming out of a moon period. Like, I'm pretty sure in your last reading that I did, there was something about it. So, definitely could be a positive change coming in for you. I would definitely bring love into any situation. It doesn't even have to be love, like with a person, but I think that we are in a time where we all need to follow our heart. So, bringing love into any situation would be a good idea. You have the Devil, the Seven of Wands, and the Six of Cups. I will say, like, if you are attracting love, I feel like this is two people who need to set themselves free. So it's just something I would think about, not something I would be paranoid about, but, it's almost like this is two people who are kind of like, still a little bit attached to their past. So I would make sure, like maybe you are healing right now, but if you are meeting a new person, I would also, make sure that that person has also healed, just so you don't create something toxic. And, that's what I'll say here. I also kind of feel good about this Devil. Sometimes I feel the Devil can represent creative energy. These people have these animal horns on their heads. And the animal horns in the tarot kind of represent our baser instincts or, root chakra energy, which is like the place of creation. And so sometimes I feel with the Devil, we need to take that root chakra energy and like bring it up to our heads and express it into the world. So instead of just like thinking about doing something, we need to do it, whatever it is. And so I think you could be taking more action with that energy. You have the Seven of Wands. I would protect yourself from anything toxic. Again, Justice it said something to me about you have learned the lessons of like investment. And, I'm not talking about money, although it could be, but, I feel the Justice card is more saying you've learned the lessons of investing in people. And the Seven of Wands is saying, if it walks like a duck, it quacks like a duck, it's a duck. So, if there's a person that you think is toxic, they probably are. And this doesn't even have to be love. I'm talking about, all areas of your life. And so I feel the Seven of Wands is saying that, trust that you know how to set the proper boundaries with people. You have the Six of Cups. Definitely could be attracting a soulmate for those of you that are interested in a connection. I do feel like this could be very like childlike and playful in some ways. I also feel that number one, like I feel like this is a protected connection as well. But I also feel like how this comes together is weird. I don't even know what that means, but you have that serendipity card, and there's that movie Serendipity with what's his nuts there. John Cusack, right? And I think that for a lot of you that the way that this comes together might be a little bit, different than what you're used to. So I don't know, it's popping into my head. With the Devil, you have the Page of Cups and the Four of Cups here. It's like someone needs to make a love offer here. So again, if you have your eye on a person or they have their eye on you, it's like someone needs to get moving. Again, I'm telling you, like, again, my one warning here would be that someone has been disappointed too many times. This guy here, he's got these three cups in front of him. You have the Page of Cups, but, this guy also has this one cup that's reaching out. So it's almost like someone in this connection needs to get over all the disappointments that they've been through so that they can attract this new connection. So I would definitely be careful of that. Especially if you're, like I said, I always tell people, tarot's not set in stone. And this is why I'm babbling on about this, right? Tarot's not set in stone. So if you meet, a reading can say, like, this great person is coming in for you, but if they're not ready, don't waste your freaking time, right? Period. Point blank, plain and simple. There are too many people on this earth that are ready right now. There's no reason to waste your time. And so, again, a reading can say one thing, but the world can, whether the person is ready or not, again, this reading cannot control that person. So, I want to make that clear. With the Seven of Wands, you have the King of Swords. Again, this could also be that this person is hard to read, so you could be attracting like an older person. Definitely seems to me like a person who's been through a lot, which, that can be a good thing, right? You can go through a lot in life and you develop a chip on your shoulder and you're a jerk, or you can go through a lot in life and you can go the other direction and become, more successful. And so, I think it's going to be different for all of you, obviously, but, I would pay attention to that. You've learned the lesson already with the Justice card. So this person, maybe they've been through a lot, but maybe they use it for good. And if that's the case, then this is a good person. If it's not the case, then I would be careful. With the Six of Cups, you have the Eight of Cups. Yeah, you're definitely someone needs to walk away from something. Like I've already said, we kind of said it at the beginning. And so, it's either one or both of you needs to walk away or completely release past connections for this to work, if you're looking for love. For others, I feel that you are just walking away from things that no longer serve you. Again, you're walking away from the moon period, stepping into the sun period. Pretty simple stuff. Next, in the area of the good stuff, you have the Silent Wisdom card and the Sacred Ceremony card. I do feel it's a good, whenever we have a bunch of retrogrades, I do think that retrogrades are a good time to keep things to yourself. So, I kind of feel this is saying anything that you're working on or creating, just, keep it to yourself and then tell people about it later. And that's what I get here. You have the Page of Swords, the Ace of Swords, and the Sun. The Page of Swords encourages you to follow your curiosity, and I think we are in a time of curiosity where we have to kind of just follow it, and if we're curious about something, we just have to learn about it, and if we do that, then we will become more successful with the Page of Swords. You have the Eight of Swords. The Eight of Swords is self-imposed restriction, but in the good stuff, this would kind of say that you're setting yourself free, which is obviously good. So if you've been feeling stuck, again, the Page of Swords can say maybe you've had your eye on something like an idea, a plan, a goal, a wish, a dream, or, I kind of feel like you've just been wondering, like, oh, what would happen if I did this in my business, or what would happen if I asked my boss for a raise? Like, it's almost like you've just been wondering about something. And the Eight of Swords with the Page of Swords and the Sun, I feel, is saying you're getting the answer, right? So the Sun is ultimate happiness, joy, best card in the deck, and it is also your card. Whenever you show up as yourself, it puts you in a position of power and strength and really allows you to get what you want from the reading. But I kind of feel like you are just getting the answer on something that you've been wondering about. It does kind of, it could be anything, and it could be multiple things as well based off this reading. Like you could be getting answers in love, business, and, something else. But I think that you are getting an answer with the Sun. The Sun shines a light on things that we need to pay attention to. And the moon is something that you've kind of been in the dark with. So the moon kind of says that you've been in the dark, and now you're finally getting the answers with the Sun. With the Page of Swords, you have the Hangman. The Hangman is, again, wondering, literally what I said. He has put himself in hangman mode, hanging from the tree of knowledge and wisdom, and he's done this. He's sacrificed movement to get answers. His head is glowing because now he has gained enlightenment. So I kind of do feel this reading is saying it is time for you to make those forward movement or to, start moving forward on whatever it is that you've been thinking about because you're ready, is what the Hangman says. With the Eight of Swords, you have the Nine of Swords. Nine of Swords and the good stuff, again, would say that you're ending a repeat cycle. I do feel that Leo, in particular, has had multiple repeat cycles, probably things that you've, maybe mistakes that you feel like you've made multiple times, or, maybe something has ended in the same way multiple times. But again, the good news is that in the good stuff, this would say that you are bringing those cycles to an end. With the Sun charging off into the sunset, right, with the Chariot. So I love this, very good, and the Chariot would be a victory or a big win. The Chariot would also say that you're moving in a new direction or setting yourself apart. He's leaving the city behind him and he's just going somewhere he's never been before. He's kind of trusting that the universe is going to bring him towards his happiness, clearly in this case, because you have the Sun, or joy, or something that will make you feel joyful. So I think a lot of you are in alignment. I feel like also saying that you're ready, which again, I think is something that I've probably repeated to you about 10 times in the past 10 readings. So, I think you are ready for something. But let's see here. You have this mule. It says someone is extremely stubborn and unwilling to change. Probably the person over here that you're leaving behind. It's almost like, it's very weird. I feel like you've already, if you're walking away from a person, I feel like you already have. But, maybe there's still some of those small attachments, or maybe you think about them from time to time. And I feel like that's what you're walking away from. You have this Archway card. I love this card. It says new opportunities, possibilities, and paths opening up. Four Wands, for sure. The Four Wands, Eight of Swords, even in the good stuff. These two cards really say that you're setting yourself free. The Four Wands is a card of freedom in the tarot. So, it's kind of saying that you are opening up to new possibilities and opportunities. The other thing is, I feel like a lot of you are in the squeeze, and sometimes I think we have to go through a squeeze to get to the other side. So, and I'm almost positive I said this to you recently as well. I'm having major deja vu in this reading, but it's almost like you have experienced a recent restriction, but I feel like that restriction is actually pushing you out into, more opportunity. And, that's what I get here. You have this February card and the summarized card. It says new creative ideas, new ventures, a fresh start. So, basically everything we talked about right here. And you could be working on this between now and February, which kind of makes sense based off the astrology. It's like a lot of this retrograde stuff and, all this other stuff that we're dealing with kind of won't really clear up until about March, which is basically February right next to it. So they're neighbors, right? Those 2 months. And I feel for a lot of you that, again, it's not going to take until February, but you're going to be working on this until February. You have this face that says secret admirer. I don't know. I feel like you are the secret admirer here, Leo. Like, I'm not calling you out, but I totally am, because Page of Swords looking over here and the sun down here. I could be wrong, of course, but, I think that you could admire a person. I don't know. For some of you, I feel like this is two people that, and I feel like I've said this to you before as well, that I feel like this is two people who are looking at each other. It's like everybody knows that you're interested in each other except for you two. So get a room, Leo. You have this Eagle card. It says triumph over obstacles. So yes, definitely a good time. I think you're going to be feeling really good at the end of the year here. Things aren't perfect, but I think things are improving. So thank you for being here, and definitely enjoy your week.